Welcome back to the Run It Back podcast with Max. This is RJ.
And RJ, yes. Excited about this week's podcast. Got a lot of stuff going on, Max.
You gotta bring the excitement down a little bit. You're peaking.
I thought we were trying to make sure that our levels were up. Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, that was good. We gotta. Yeah, I don't want to put the headphones back on. You're peaking like you're peaking like I might have to turn you down, to be honest. You're coming in hot today.
Okay, came out the gate a little bit too fast.
All right, now you're doing it on purpose.
Okay,
there we go.
We're good. Yeah, run it back. Yeah, excited.
So you know what? Yeah. How are you? Before we get into everything,
I'm doing good.
Waste a little time so Andrew can yell at me.
I'm doing good. Been busy. Cover a few Spurs games this week. Also got to speak at my alma mater, so that was pretty cool.
Texas State.
Texas State. Talking to the kids, man, about being in the business and telling them probably not to do it.
I was going to say, what did you say? Don't do what I do?
No, they were a great group of kids. I really appreciate them having me there. So we talked about a bunch of stuff, not only sports but news as well. So
I will say you are one of the few people in the newsroom, you and Andrew, who are probably the most stretched thin people of all time.
Yes.
Like I feel like I have to like set an itinerary every day to be like, okay, can we do it here and this?
Yeah.
And it's like, but credit to you, Andrew.
Yes.
Thank you.
But
for
we
your
are
time.
here now, so
we are here now, and
yeah,
some of those Spurs games, all those Spurs games in the last couple of weeks have been wins.
Yeah, four straight wins.
4 straight, coming off a historically awful rodeo road trip.
Yeah. You know, I've said this from really kind of early on in the season that this season, more like unlike any other season, has been a complete roller coaster ride with this team.
Emotional roller coaster.
You never know what you're going to get. Either they're going to lose by 20, they're going to win by 20, they're going to blow some games.
They're not winning by 20, to be fair.
Well, I mean, there was a stretch there in the middle of the season where they were beating, really good teams, Boston, Philly, they beat Utah, Portland. I mean, they beat some good teams.
You're getting really excited here. I like it. I like the excitement. Keep bringing the heat.
But no, more than anything, you know what? This team has been up and down, but I think they're in a good position right now. Not standings-wise, really, because maybe they can make up some ground.
I'm good with it. Yeah. So stop jumping ahead.
Oh, I'm jumping. Okay.
You're jumping ahead. All right, so let's first recap what happened last night.
Okay. We're talking about the Spurs.
We're talking Spurs Hawks. LaMarcus 32-9.
Yeah, right.
I mean, here's the thing. LaMarcus is now doing LaMarcus things. LaMarcus is being that guy. And I mean, you saw the game. So break it down. What are some things Spurs fans should know?
So the biggest thing when you bring up LaMarcus is that he's a little bit more comfortable now because Jakob's in the starting lineup. Now, Jakob Poeltl did not play last night, but for the most part, he's helped LaMarcus on the defensive end and just able to be a little bit more free-flowing, especially on offense. Jakob runs to the rims. He's a defender. He's a good player, good complement to LaMarcus. Exactly, yeah. So LaMarcus is feeling the groove a little bit more, and I think that for the time being or through the rest of the season, we're going to get to see a pretty solid LaMarcus Aldridge the rest of the way. He's been pretty consistent throughout, but I think with Jakob in the starting lineup, kind of helps him out a little bit, not have to worry about a lot of the defensive side of things especially.
Okay, so that's the thing though. I mean, from my perspective, 4-0 in the last 4, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But defense, I mean, in the last 4 games, they've held opponents under 105 points.
Right.
And for this league, where we're averaging now 110 a night, which is crazy to think about, holding an opponent to 105 is a feat.
Yeah.
This isn't the 90s where you play to 95 points anymore.
The old Knicks. I mean, even the old Tim Duncan, Tim Duncan.
Like even last night, Sixers lost to the Bulls, and it was like 108 to 107, and that seemed like a low-scoring game.
Absolutely, yeah. So you bring up a great point there. Defense, and the guy that I want to mention, Derrick White. Derrick White yesterday, first of all, he tied the franchise record for blocks by a guard set by Danny Green last season. Good old Danny. Missed Danny a little bit. Yeah, 6 blocks for your point guard. Pretty impressive there. Something interesting that the Spurs PR tweeted out last night is that Derrick's stat line, 18 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 6 blocks. The only other guard to ever do that, Tracy McGrady.
Wow.
Ever in history.
He's a Hall of Famer.
And yeah, he is, but is he really?
He's a Hall of Famer. He is inducted.
This is a whole different conversation.
He is inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer. So yes.
Sure. The Pro Basketball Hall of Fame.
He never won a ring, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
RJ, is he in the Hall of Fame?
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
but
so therefore he is a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
He's a Hall of Famer. I know you probably didn't like, and he was like the league leading scorer for a couple seasons.
Yeah, T-Mac.
The guy could ball.
Yeah, T-Mac was
So you know what? Hold on. I feel like you're taking offense to me saying that's a Hall of Fame stat
a little
line.
bit. Anyways,
why?
Okay.
Because if Derrick White ends up being half the player Tracy McGrady is, are you going to be upset?
No. But Tracy McGrady came in as a lottery pick and this sort of high school phenom. So you know what? Good on T-Mac. He just never won in the postseason. Not saying Derrick like
hasn't either.
this. I know.
I don't know why we're now saying
he's super young. I know. This has gotten into a whole different conversation.
That is actually, I'm very impressed with you. You're like sticking to the rundown. Derrick White, you didn't even know that was on the rundown.
I just saw it right now.
Good job. So anyway, Derrick White, is he the future of the Spurs?
He absolutely is the future of the Spurs, which is when we go back to all this Kristaps Porzingis trade talk, I remember I was like, just not Derrick White. Please not Derrick White in this trade discussion. Derrick White is really kind of the Spur that I think you look at, and he's going to kind of be the foundation for this backcourt that the Spurs have. Now, DeJounte Murray coming off injury. Those two guys in the backcourt for the next few years to come, I'm excited to see what that looks like. And yeah, Derrick has done, I mean, in only a second year, a guy from the G League, a guy who didn't get a Division I offer, ended up going to the University of Colorado. Is it Colorado University or University of?
He was Buffalo.
Yeah. So he went to Colorado and really made his, made his ground 1 year with the Buffs. So great job by Derrick White. He's a hard worker, man. And what I love about him too is that so far early in his career, he's super nervous to talk to the media. When they bring him out, he's always kind of stumbling over his words.
So here's my thing.
He seems kind of timid.
He's
a
humble guy. Yeah. He's a hard worker. And, I mean, you see him putting in the work. You don't go from a D2 school to a D1 school to a late round pick to the G League to the Spurs. And
Summer League, the whole deal.
Here's the thing. If DeJounte is healthy, is this guy getting 35 minutes a night?
If DeJounte's healthy, DeJounte should get 35 minutes.
No, I'm saying is Derrick White
Derrick White,
35?
yeah. Derrick White and DeJounte are the two starters. Whether one plays off the ball a little bit more or one
How do you start those two and DeMar?
Well, DeMar slides into the three. That's it. I mean,
DeMar
is going to be a three.
And can't shoot threes.
Well, but you have two good perimeter defenders now in Derrick and DeJounte.
Yeah, but look who plays the three in our league.
So that's a great point. But again, Derrick White has guarded Kawhi Leonard. I mean, he's guarded some of these bigger threes or these bigger wing players.
You're going to put him on Kevin Durant?
Yeah, I will not put him on Kevin Durant. I will hope that Pop would find a way to deal with Kevin Durant. That's 6'4" is not going to work
against the 6'11".
Probably be a Rudy Gay type guy to be on KD. But hey, it's a good problem for the Spurs to have, and I like what I'm seeing out of Derrick White, man.
All right, so we're about to head to break.
Already?
I know, Andrew's throwing the rap sign at me already.
Wow, okay.
But here's the thing. We talk about DeJounte. We talked about Derrick White. We talked about, you mentioned Kawhi here.
Yes.
Are we looking at this trade with DeMar? Because we didn't even mention DeMar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, DeMar.
Are we calling it a win?
I mean, we're calling it a, that's a great question, man. Are we calling it a win? I think because we got a veteran player, we got a guy who could score.
You got to think Jakob Poeltl is actually being productive.
It's a win, but not maybe the win in the way that the Toronto's winning right now. I mean, they got, NBA Finals aspirations. So
the Spurs don't?
Yeah.
On that note, we'll be right back.
Wow, I like this.